I'd stayed standing up, I don't know whether they would have scored. I can't believe it.
Do you ever do that when you watch football? You might be sitting in a certain chair and you're winning, and then maybe you change chairs or you stand up or you take a hat off and then you concede. Do you ever think it's your fault? I do that all the time. I legitimately do it all the time. I always think, we're playing well while I'm standing. I better not sit down. Do you? I want to know in the comment section below.
From another bloody corner. We're top of the league for goals conceded this summer. Look, you've got to wipe your own arse. We're Manchester United. In life, you've got to wipe your own arse. And
that is a life lesson there for all of you. In life, wipe your own bum crack.
And in life, you've got to deal with corners. Look how slow we are to react. Look how slow Onana is to dive.
In fairness, I wouldn't have blamed Onana in that circumstance, but our reaction time is so poor. Euro steps out of his position, where if he stays, he clears it. Maz is ball watching. I didn't think the goalkeeper could have done much better. In the last few weeks, I actually felt we were getting better at defending set pieces. But then the goal we conceded against Everton, the goal we conceded against Fulham yesterday, it's a combination of not being able to read the play and laziness for me.
Look how... It's incredible. He's never saving that, to be fair, but...
Oh, okay, well, he's addressed it there, Goldbridge.
It's just... It's such a bad goal to concede again. There's just...
It is right, and this is something that... I don't think Amorim can coach this. We need better players. And the reason why I say I don't think Amorim can coach us to do better from these corners is that we've actually struggled from set pieces, dead balls. We've conceded really poor goals, even from open play, for 3 or 4 or 5 years. I don't think this is just about do some drills, it will be fixed. I think there are fundamental flaws in so many of our players. It's the only thing that makes logical sense. You could argue it's the coach. You can. But we've said that about the last 3, especially when it comes to set pieces. But give me your thoughts and your opinions on that in the comments section below. Here also is Mark reacting, I think, to the penalty shootout, the ending of the penalty shootout. Let's take a little listen. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like button yet, get that done and share this. Whether you want to get more opinions on the content, you want more people to laugh at Man United going out, it's up to you, but get it shared.
And Xerxes misses as well. Fuck off.
And by the way, if anyone, why are you laughing, Terry? Not at United going out. I just enjoy watching fan content. If that bothers you, if that triggered you, please stop watching the Football Terrace. Thank you.
Fuck off. Absolute cretins.
Do you know what? I felt a bit sorry for Xerxes. And I had a lot... Xerxes had a weird game. It does go to prove that when you do aesthetically pleasing things on the ball, people will overlook... Look, he had like 23 ground duels, only won 5 of them. He lost the ball like 29 times in the game. But he also had some brilliant moments where he had great skill. He created some amazing chances. And I thought he worked himself into the ground. By the time he's kicking that penalty, those legs are like jelly. And he didn't do a great job. But I felt a little sorry for him. I did, right? I did. But I understand where Mark is coming from here, because we are in hell right now. And whether you think that's on the manager, whether you think it's because of the Glazers and Ineos, whether you believe it's purely the players, we've done it, I think it's a combination of all these things leading to this situation. But it is hell right now. And I think in the moment when players make mistakes, when players miss shots, when players miss chances, there is this sort of, you just let out what you're thinking and feeling. It doesn't mean you mean it an hour later when you've calmed down, but it is very, very painful indeed. Up next, so I want to show a clip here from Rants. I have seen this bit. I've already seen this, so I'm not reacting in real time to this one. But I want to know if you think this is true. Take a little listen. Let's start that again.
It was coming as well. It was coming, guys.
This is the goal from the first corner.
See that? Bro, I swear down, bro. This commentator's curse thing is real, I
don't know, again, I only really see this when it's a Man United team. but maybe you see it a lot. Whenever we can see the corner or a free kick, and you'll hear the commentator say, Fulham haven't scored from their last 39 corners, or Man United haven't conceded from their last, 300 free kicks conceded. You know a goal's coming. You almost know they're setting you up for that failure. They really, really are. Football seems to have this knack of sort of rewriting itself, ad-libbing, if you will, to create this drama. And I heard I had Rance's watch-along on while I was watching the game. I always have people's watch-alongs up, supporting the industry and stuff. And I heard him say that. And I'm like, bruv, when you hear something that really resonates with you, because I do that. Just like Goldbridge was saying that he shouldn't have sat down and we conceded. I do that sort of thing. Plus, whenever I hear the commentators say, oh, United have only got to defend one more free kick here and they get the result. Ah, you've done us. You've done us. You've absolutely done us. Do you agree with what Rance has had to say here? Now, when it comes to agreeing with what Rance said, we're going to put some comments up on the screen in a minute, but I want to show you another video, okay? And I want to get your opinions on this. This question that was asked on the club yesterday about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Take a listen.
Would Man United fans swap Rúben Amorim for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now?
I mean, I'd swap my dad for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so this is a bit of a difficult
It was never this bad. It was never this bad under Solskjaer.
They were playing free-flowing football, having a laugh.
Oh, got to stop it. Got to stop it. See, again, you can tell by Boovy's tone he's joking, okay? So he's not being serious, I understand it. But Man United fans, please don't allow yourself to be lied to. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated. Don't allow rivals to rewrite history. They were the ones talking about no playing style. They were the ones talking about never going to get over the line. They were the ones ridiculing Ole, mocking Ole. Anyone who supported Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got dog's abuse online. Let's not rewrite history and pretend that things weren't dark and bad under him. Now, yes, we weren't in this position, but that's because people want to ignore the fact that we are where we are because of the amalgamation of problems. It's been a linear process to get here. Each manager has taken, by the end of their tenure, has taken us further backwards than the previous one. The toxicity has become higher. The squad is ever more of a Frankenstein misfit. The squad that Ole inherited was a better squad than we have now. But the reason why the squads have continued to get worse and worse is because we've never stuck to a manager style, built a squad for that particular coach, and then continued that project with that style of player, that profile of player in that direction after the subsequent manager has left. That's why we are where we are. Don't let anybody lie to you and just make it about that player was good and bad. That manager was the problem. This player, he was a virus. No, look, get rid of Martial, we're flying. Remember people a few months ago were saying once Rashford leaves, this team will fly? All of these people have been wrong the whole time. They're the ones now bringing up the Solskjaer stuff. Don't get dragged into it. No, we wouldn't be in a better position. No, we wouldn't. We are at rock bottom because of all the mistakes, all the wasted money, all the poor squad builds, all the failed projects, all the incomplete failed projects in a row have led to this. Do not be suckered in by these questions. You can debate them if you want. You're free to do whatever you want. I'm not trying to control people. I'm just saying reject the notion because they are lying to you. They are trying to wind you up. They are trying to get under your skin. Don't allow it to happen. Now, that all being said, there's one thing that you need to also do. We're going to go to those tweets in a minute. Seen a lot of tweets as well in the last few days talk about this year from Paul saying we need to sack Ten Hag. We were only 4 points off top four and still in every competition. Well, yes, it was early in the competitions, but we were drawing every game in the Europa League, heading out as an example. We were only 4 points off the top, but you look at the amount of games that have been played. If you play out that 4 point gap over the course of the next 10, 11 games, the distance would be far away. We're also trying to overhaul the squad, the style of football, the club ethos in mid-season. The biggest mistake was keeping Ten Hag, not sacking him, in my personal opinion. Gordon Hill says, totally wrong. Sorry for the spelling. Cannot follow this style of football. You can have him. Just heard his interview. He's in over his head. But if they are getting better, this is what I've heard him say. Well, I am a Dutchman. I assume Gordon Hill is either English or Scottish, with the name Gordon Hill. And look, a lot of United fans turning on Amorim. And I've said before, if you want him sacked, if you think he's the problem, you're entitled to have that. What's the alternative? What is the alternative? And I don't mean, are there better managers out there? Again, that is a surface level argument. Who is the alternative? And remember, this squad is not built for any set style of play. It's too much of a mismatch from previous managers, previous projects, we've got a mixture of profiles that will not work in a set system for a prolonged period of time. We could adapt to them and be slightly pragmatic, transitional if we add a little bit more speed into the team, as Amorim told us we could. We could adapt to these players like Oli did, like Ten Hag did, like Jose was forced to going into his second season, and we can maintain some performances for a period of time, but we're always going to fail in the end. Every single team that wins or succeeds based on the size of its football club, you look at a team like Brighton, the income they have, the organic income, how they build, they have a set way of playing. They have a certain profile of player that they want. Liverpool are a prime example of when you switch managers, the new head coach, the new manager is in alignment with the profile of players already at the club. So you don't need to have this massive overhaul. So I'm not against the idea of sacking Amorim per se, but we've got to go through this pain with anyone who comes in. And I fervently believe it doesn't matter whether we went to 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 6 at the back, 12 at the back, 4-2-3-1, 4-4-3, 5-7-6-2-9-1, whatever the formation. I believe when you go into an organisation that is bloated, overpaid and underperforming, and you say, no longer are we adapting to you, a lot of you are going to leave. A lot of you are going to have to take massive pay cuts when you leave. We are no longer going to operate in this way. You are always going to struggle in the early days to turn that juggernaut around. You're always going to struggle. It's not as though they went into a dressing room where players were underpaid and poorly treated, and they were saying, look, here's the new facilities. There's new money to be available. There's a new dawn for you. And that enthuses players to work hard because they want to stay and be part of that. Some of these players know they're not going to be part of it. And I think we'd have gone through this type of pain no matter who the coach was. I always hold my hands up. I thought this squad was better than it is, but I think it's been exposed as a lazy and lacking squad technically. And I just think that this type of pain was going to happen regardless. So again, sack Amorim tomorrow if that's what you want. But we still have to go through this pain. We are still going to have, unless we adapt to the players. And then what you'll get, it's like drugs. It's like drugs. You'll get a shot of adrenaline. Oh, look at the bounce. We look good. I love these players again. And then because of their flaws, because of their bloatedness, we'll be back here again in 18 months. If you think differently, I don't want to argue about it. I don't want to get personal. I don't want to slag you off. Hopefully you won't slag me off. Tell me how we go about it differently. Tell me that in detail, please, in the comment section below. Now, the final thing I want to touch on, and I know United fans are upset and angry, but young Chido Obi needs protecting. Some of these things were jokes. Some of these things are meant to be a laugh. And these are some of the softer tweets and messages that were sent to young Obi last night. But the amount of abuse this young man at 17 years of age is getting is absolutely crazy to me. Rivals are going to do what rivals do. There's nothing much that you or I or anybody can do to stop that. But this is something Man United fans have got to buck a trend on. Protect this young man. Win, lose or draw, plays well or plays poorly, protect this young man. Because there's nothing he's done at 17 years of age that warrants the kind of abuse that he's had in the last 24 hours. And, and if you are, listen, it's not all Arsenal fans that did it yesterday. It's a minute few. But if you're a gooner, I still say he's still from Hale End. He's still one of your players. There is bantering and then there is abuse. And some of the things that were said yesterday were absolutely horrendous. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, I want to say thank you. Take care. We're back again this afternoon with more content for you. Hit the like and the share button before you go, and we'll see you all again soon.